हेलो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, लास्ट मिनट रिवीजन में आप सभी का स्वागत है। ये वीडियो 10th स्टैंडर्ड महाराष्ट्र बोर्ड के लिए बनाया गया है, जिसमें बायोलॉजी साइंस 2 का हम चैप्टर 1 देखेंगे, हेरिडिटी एंड वेरिएशन। इस वीडियो में हमने सारे इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस एंड PYQs सॉल्व किए हैं इन शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर्स। सो वीडियोस देखने से पहले चैनल को लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब करें और कमेंट करें आपको और किस चैप्टर के PYQs या सॉल्व क्वेश्चंस चाहिए। तो आइए देखते हैं सारे क्वेश्चन आंसर्स। 1 mark questions. Dash is a connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. It is peripatus. Connecting link suggests that dash have evolved from the fishes, amphibians. Theory of inheritance of acquired character is also known as dash Lamarckism. Modern man differs from Australopithecus in which of the following aspect? Increased brain size. Art of writing was invented about 5000 years ago. Remnants and impression of organism that remain preserved underground is called as dash fossils. Method used in paleontology for determining the age of fossil by measuring radioactivity is called carbon dating. Plants and animals that show some morphological characters by which they are related to two different groups are called dash connecting links. Name the book published by the Darwin, Origin of Species. I am a connecting link between reptiles and mammalia, duckbill platypus. Similarity in initial stages indicate dash evidence of evolution, embryological. The dash man evolved about 50,000 years ago, Cro-Magnon. About dash years ago, wise man started to practice agriculture, 10,000. Dash man is considered as the first example of wise man, Neanderthal. The sudden changes were understood due to the dash theory of Hugo de Vries, mutational theory. Dash observed pair chromosome in grasshopper, Walter and Sutton. Transfer of information from DNA to mRNA is called dash transcription. Which of the RNA carries information from gene to ribosome? mRNA. The amino acid brought in by the tRNA are bonded together by dash bonds, peptide bonds. Genetic disorder like sickle cell anemia is caused due to mutation. The information about protein synthesis is stored in the dash DNA. Avery, McCarthy, MacLeod proved except viruses, all organisms have dash as a genetic material, DNA. Jacob and Monod proposed dash with the help of DNA, model of protein synthesis. The first living material formed in ocean, protoplasm. True or false? Fossils of invertebrate indicate they originated in the Cenozoic era. False. Appendix is fully functional in ruminants. True. Reptiles and amphibians have evolved from the mammals. False. Darwin's theory of natural selection explained evolution with respect to useful and useless modification. False. Based on observation of plant and animals, Darwin suggested that only fittest organism will survive. Yes, true. According to Lamarck, the characters which are acquired by the organism are passed to the next generation. True. Long neck of giraffe is an example of Lamarckism. True. Genetic variation is responsible for formation of new species. True. Geographical isolation leads to speciation. True. Mesozoic era was dominated by a variety of mammals. False. It seems that vertebrate have been slowly originated from invertebrate. Yes, true. The decaying process of C14 occurs continuously from dead remains of living organism. True. The theory of natural selection, which mentions survival of the fittest, is given by Lamarck. False. There are mammary glands in duckbill platypus. True. The geographic and reproductive isolation does not lead to speciation. False. The sequence of nucleotides in mRNA is complementary to the DNA strand used for the synthesis. True. The tRNA has anticodon, which is complementary sequence to the codon present on mRNA. True. The mRNA is formed in the nucleus and transferred to the cytoplasm for translation. True. Dr. Hargobind Khurana was awarded Nobel Prize for the invention of radiocarbon. False. Odd one out. Cock cakes, intestine, wisdom teeth, appendix. Intestine. All other are vestigial organ. Darwin, Lamarck, Hugo de Vries, and Mendel. Hugo de Vries. Transcription, translation, translocation, mutation, mutation. Leaf venation, shape of seed, leaf petiole, leaf shape, shape of seed. Bones of hands, structure of nostril, position of eyes, structure of ear pinna, bones of hands. Human hand, wings of cockroach, forelimb of cat, flipper of whale, wings of cockroach. Morphological evidence, similarity in position of eyes. Anatomical evidence, similarity in structure of bones. Correlation, peripatus connecting link, wisdom tooth, vestigial organ. Survival of the fittest, Darwin's theory, ancestry of acquired characters, Lamarck. First human-like animal, Ramapithecus. First wise man, Neanderthal man. Teeth, vestigial organ, wisdom teeth. Lungfish connecting link. Lungfish connecting link, appendix, vestigial organ. RNA synthesis, transcription, protein synthesis, translation. Define heredity. The transfer of biological character from one generation to another via gene is called heredity. Who is the pioneer of modern genetics? Gregor John Mendel. Give function of gene. They help in production of protein. What is mutation? It is sudden change in the sequence of gene that change the character. What is transcription? The process of synthesis of mRNA from DNA is called transcription. What is meant by triplet codon? The group of 3 nucleotides which code for one amino acid is known as triplet codon. What is translation? It is the process by which mRNA is converted into protein. What do we mean by central dogma? It is the process of synthesis of protein from DNA through the mRNA. Name the genetic disorder caused due to mutation. Sickle cell anemia. The appendix is fully functional in which organisms? Ruminants. The first living material formed in ocean? Protoplasm. I am a connecting link between reptiles and mammalia. Duckbill platypus. Define evolution. It is defined as the gradual change occurring in living organism over a long duration. Define vestigial organ. They are degenerated or underdeveloped useless organs. What are connecting links? Some plants and animals shows characters by which they can be related to two different groups. They are called connecting links. What is meant by ancestry of acquired characters? The ability of living organism to transfer the characters which they have acquired to the next generation is called ancestry of acquired characters. What is speciation? The formation of new species from the existing species. What is species? A group of organisms that can produce fertile offspring through natural reproduction. Why Lamarck theory was disproved? The inheritance of acquired characters in any individuals are not always transferred to the next generation. Therefore, Lamarck theory was disproved. Give reason. Amphibians evolved from the fishes. Lungfish can breathe with the help of lungs even though it is a fish. Therefore, it is said to be connecting link between fishes and amphibians. 2-3 marks questions. Give the uses of science of heredity. It is useful for diagnosis of diseases, treatment and prevention of hereditary disorders, production of hybrid plant and animals, industrial process in which microbes are used. Explain the mechanism of heredity. So पहले आपको definition लिखना है. It is transfer of biological character from one generation to another. Mechanism में आप कोई भी एक या दो लिख सकते हैं according to the marks. In sexual reproducing organisms, the male and female gamete fuses. Therefore, offspring shows character of both the parents. Sometimes sudden changes occur in the gene due to mutation. This also causes change in character. If the changes occurs in DNA of germ cell, then the changes would be inherited to the next generation. How hereditary changes are responsible for evolution? Evolution is the gradual change occurring in living organism over a long duration. Some heritable changes occurs in the gene that result in genetic variation. The genetic variations form new species from the existing one. According to the Darwin's theory, the organisms that are fit will survive, whereas others are eliminated from the nature. Why some of the characters of parents are seen in their offspring. The parent genes are transferred to the progeny via male and female gamete. These genes carry hereditary characters from the parent. Therefore, some characters of parents are seen in their offspring. Write a note on transcription. It is the process of synthesis of mRNA from DNA. It takes place in the nucleus. The enzyme required for transcription is RNA polymerase. The mRNA is produced as per the sequence of nucleotide present on DNA. The mRNA sequence is always complementary to the DNA strand used for the synthesis. The thymine in DNA is replaced by uracil during transcription. Explain the formation of complex protein or translation. The information of protein synthesis is stored in DNA. The DNA is first converted to mRNA by the transcription. The mRNA are transported to the cytoplasm. The mRNA contain code for amino acid. The code contain group of 3 nucleotides called triplet codons. As per the message on mRNA, amino acids are supplied by the tRNA. The tRNA has anticodon complementary to the codon. The amino acids are bound together by peptide bonds with the help of ribosomes. The process continues from one end of mRNA to the other end. It is always moves by one triplet codon. This is called translocation. In this way, many polypeptide chains are formed. Peripatus is said to be connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. Give reason आता है. Peripatus shows segmented body, thin cuticle, parapodia-like organs like Annelida. It also shows tracheal respiration, open circulatory system like Arthropoda. Therefore, it is said that peripatus is connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. Darwin's work on evolution has been milestone. Darwin had proposed two theories: theory of natural selection and theory of origin of species. He said that evolution has taken place on the earth for last many crore years. He says that organisms that are fit will survive and rest will perish. The observation made by Darwin at that time are now tested according to the modern development. They are found to be correct, therefore, his work is said to be a milestone. Write a note on Lamarckism. It was proposed by Lamarck. It states that morphological changes occurring in living organisms are responsible for evolution. This concept was based on use and disuse of organs. The morphological changes may occur gradually due to activity or laziness. Examples में से आप कोई भी एक दो लिख सकते हैं according to the mark. The neck of giraffe became long due to continuously browsing on tall trees. Iron Smith has strong arms due to constant hammering. Ostrich and emu did not fly because of it their wings became useless. The swan and duck made their feet suitable for swimming. Snake lost their limbs due to burrowing. Write a note on evolution. It is defined as gradual change in living organism. It is very slow process. The first living material protoplasm was found in ocean. The unicellular organism formed over the course of time and large and more complex organisms were formed after the slow and gradual changes. What is morphological evidence? It is based on similarity of size, shape and structure of organs among the group. This proves that they have common ancestor. Explain carbon dating method. The carbon consumption of animal and plant stops after the death. The decaying process of C14 takes place continuously. The ratio of C14-C12 changes. The time passed since the death can be calculated by using radioactivity of C14 and C14 to C12 ratio. And this method is used to measure the age of fossil. What is paleontological evidence? It is based on the study of remnant and impression of organisms that preserved underground. Define fossil and explain. Fossils are permanent and impression of organisms remain preserved underground. Studying fossil help in study about the past organisms. The oldest fossils are buried deep while younger occupy the upper layers. Invertebrates are found deep as they are old in Paleozoic era. Pisces, amphibians and reptiles were found in consecutive layer. Reptiles were observed in Mesozoic era while mammals and birds are found in Cenozoic era. You can see in diagram also. Write a note on Darwin's theory of natural selection and the objections. Objections बहुत important है, वैसे ही रट्टा मार लो. The theory is based on natural selection and the concept of survival of the fittest. It says that organisms can reproduce prolifically. The organisms compete with each other in life-threatening manner. Only those organisms survive which shows modification for winning the competition. The selected organism give rise to the new species. Objections. Natural selection is not only the factor for evolution. Darwin did not explain the useful and useless modification, and no explanation is given regarding slow and abrupt changes. Differentiate between transcription translation, Lamarckism and Darwin's theory. Transcription, DNA is converted to mRNA. Translation, mRNA is converted into protein. It occurs in nucleus, it occurs in cytoplasm. It requires RNA polymerase, it requires ribosome. Sugar phosphate bonds are formed, here peptide bonds are formed. Lamarckism proposed by Lamarck, Darwin's theory proposed by Darwin. It is not based on survival of the fittest, it is based on survival of the fittest. It occurs due to morphological changes, it does not occur it occurs due to natural selection. Which evidence of evolution is shown here? Picture वाले diagram वाले questions बहुत important है. Activity based. Embryological evidence. What can be proven? The similarities in initial embryonic stages of vertebrates shows there was a common ancestor. Give examples of evidence of evolution. Paleontological, vestigial, connecting link. कोई भी लिख सकते हैं. Identify the process. It is transcription. दिया है diagram में. Which enzyme is required for mRNA? RNA polymerase. In which part of the cell does it occur? Nucleus. Identify the process. It is translation. Identify X. It is tRNA. What would be the sequence of anticodon if codon sequence is GAU? G के लिए C, A के लिए U and U के लिए A. Complementary sequence ढूंढना है आपको. During the process of translation, the amino acids are bound by which bond? Peptide bonds. Identify X. It is appendix. What type of organ is shown? It is a vestigial organ. Mention any two other examples of such organs: wisdom tooth, body hairs, and muscle of ear pinna. Here, activity based questions, fill in the blanks chart form में. Evidences of evolution, vestigial organs. Thank you.